Hello everybody, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to teach you how to make a unicorn head or unicorn bust just like this one. This origami is at the intermediate level, it's not that hard to make, and you only need one square of paper. It can be any type and any size, but to make it easier, in this video I'm going to use 20 by 20 centimeters and a different color on each side. With the main color facing up, our first step is to fold in half diagonally. So just bring one corner to the other and make a crease. Unfold. Keeping the paper in this position, here at the right side, we are going to mark a quarter of the height. To do this, just bring the paper down, mark the middle, now bring the top side to the same mark, and mark again. With that ready, we'll be able to fold a new diagonal, starting from the same mark and going to the same point below. The only thing you need to do is bring this corner up, that way, keeping it well aligned with the middle. Once done, we can unfold, turn the paper over. Using the lines we made as a reference, here in the middle we have something like an X. Using the same X as a guideline, we'll have to fold a new horizontal and vertical. To make the horizontal, just bring the paper down at the height of this X. And for the vertical, just repeat the same logic, now bringing the paper to the side. Now that we have all these lines ready, keeping in this position, let's bring the top two sides to the middle, closing like this. This is the result. Now here at the top we have a square. For the next step we are going to take the top edge and bring it to the middle, creating this diagonal crease. Repeat the same on the left. And unfold both. Now that we have these creases, we can reverse each side. To do this, you can just open it, reverse the first crease, bringing it up, then just push the middle, leaving it open like this, and finally just close again. If you want to save a little time, you can just open as before and push the paper in at once. This is the result. Still on this smaller part, let's fold two more diagonals, now at the bottom. Again, we need to bring the edges to the middle. Then we open, lift the first layer, and now using the marks we just made, let's bring both sides to the middle. We have a new triangular flap. Down here we have some paper left over. Let's fold it to the middle as well. Down here at the next layers, we are going to do the same. First the edges to the middle, unfold, then lift the next layer, and bring the paper to the middle using the line we just made. Reinforce a little, and let's make the other side. We can leave it like this for now, turn the paper over, and using the same logic as before, we're going to fold two diagonals, now here at the back side. Unfold, and reverse both sides. Let's turn it over again. Now the flap we made before has the shape of a triangle. For the next step, we'll have to fold these two small diagonals inside the same triangle. To do this, just take the side, bring it to the bottom, and mark half. Now repeat the same step for the other side. Now that we have the marks, let's close both sides at the same time, making this flap stand up. Now we can hold the paper in this position, and using the middle line, the longest line, we are going to close the paper, bringing the larger part down and leaving the small flap up. This feature will be the unicorn's horn. We're going to make it more beautiful by changing the color. To do this, here at the back of the same flap, we're going to pull the inside layer out. Then, using the existing crease, let's fold the extra paper over. Reinforce a little, lining up everything very well, and open. Now let's go to the other side and repeat the same step. First, unfold the inside layer. Then fold the extra paper over, using the existing crease. And open again. Now let's open the larger part of the paper, returning to the previous position. Let's bring this part to the left side. And inside the same space at the top, let's fold this new diagonal. You just have to bring the larger diagonal from the top to the middle. Let's take it to the other side and fold, marking the same line once more. We can rotate, going back to the front side, open this smaller part, and with everything we've done, we have these lines that we can use as a guide. For the next step to be possible, we will have to reinforce these two diagonals like mountain folds. You just need to press the paper like this, next we need to close the flap again, now pushing the middle inside. And keeping it more or less closed, let's also close the larger part, making a little of the middle go inside. Now let's fold the back half of this flap, following the same line as the front half. Once folded, we can close. And this side is done. Let's turn it over and repeat the same. Now the horn not only has a different color, it is also prettier and more proportionate. Going back to the other side, we can do the detail of the neck. To do this, we need to open the paper down here again and reverse the larger part, preferably all the paper after the horn. Something like this. I recommend the angle to be more or less like this, leaving the lines parallel. Here at the end you just need to flatten and reinforce very well. And that was the first detail of the neck. To the next we need to open again. As you can see, we have some leftover paper on each side. Starting on the left, we need to bring the middle edge to the diagonal just above, folding like this. You can change it a little bit if you like, folding a little more or a little less, but if you follow this logic, all the origamis will be the same in the end. Let's do the same with the other side. And we can close again. Now let's take this extra paper and fold it over. With that we already have the neck part ready, and we can make a base. You just need to open again and fold the bottom corner more or less at this height. Close again, and the base is ready. The origami is basically done. We just have to give some details to make it prettier. So just open, preferably in the middle, and fold a little bit inside. You can fold as much as you think is necessary. Now let's make the detail that needs more attention. We'll make the ears. On each side of the head we have this triangular flap. As we've done before, we'll have to create these two little diagonals. First we bring it down, like this, then up, having these two lines, we can pinch this tip, causing it to close. Once done, let's bring it down. This is more or less the result. Then we fold it back up, leaving a small difference. Lastly, we can open up this remaining part. And flatten the back side, making it a little bit open. The first ear is ready. We can turn it over and repeat on the other. And so both ears are ready. For a better result, I recommend folding the front side of the neck, that way it looks more realistic and prettier too. And now Origami Unicorn is ready! You could still vary a little more, spiraling the horn like this here, but that's the idea, now you can do as you like. I hope you enjoyed this video, thank you so much for watching, see you next time!